Hi again, sixth graders. Hope this video again is finding you healthy and engaged, kind of getting used to this new normal now that we know that we're going to be here for a while. I myself, I'm kind of okay with it. I really haven't been very bored. I've been doing a lot of projects around the house and kind of getting a lot of stuff done and just kind of, I don't know, doing my best. I hope you guys are not too bored. I hope you're able to find things to do, and I've really liked seeing your monoprints and your the Roy Lichtenstein ones are really fun for me to look at. So if you haven't turned those in yet, make sure that you send me those pictures. I'd love to see them. Those have been really fun for me to look through. So anyway, last week we started doing some prep work for a weaving project. We're going to do a little bit, we're going to kind of start the weaving today, and some people kind of struggle with this first part, and I don't want to overwhelm you because the second part's even harder. So I'm just going to show you the very preliminary part of this weaving today, which is going to form the bottom of your basket. Depending on the type of paper that you used and the size paper that you use, that will determine how much weaving you have to do this week. I used magazine strips and I folded them the long way, so all of mine are the same length. So I'm going to do a 6x6 weaving. If you use like newspaper or larger paper, something that's larger than 12 inches, than 12 inches, or if you use like a road map or whatever, if it's bigger than that, you might end up going to like an 8x8 weaving or even a 10x10 weaving. As I was kind of doing this on my own, I kind of wished that I would have done something longer, and in some cases I even put some of these together to make them longer so that I could do a bigger weaving. But we'll just start small, and if that's something that you decide that you want to do later, then awesome, and I can help you with that if you want to contact me. So all you're going to need today are your strips, and I'm just using some computer paper to kind of attach it to, and then some Scotch tape. This is just going to make it so much easier for you. This is going to end up being removed later, but this is just to get that bottom part the easiest way that I can show you how to weave it, and kind of keep everything even. Okay, so since I'm doing a 6x6 weaving, I'm going to start by putting 6 strips. 1, 2, and I kind of want to vary my colors. I don't want everything to be the same color. 3, 4, 5, oh, those are kind of close. 5, 6, okay, and I want these ends to match up very closely, and I want to tape down just at the very ends here all 6 of those strips, and make sure that they're touching. Okay, you want to get your weaving nice and tight. So I want all 6 of those strips to be touching, and I really want the ends to match up as close as I can get them. And like I said, this is eventually going to be removed. This is just to get this very first part done for you a little bit easier. Okay. Oh, looks like I got a double here. Okay. So I have my first 6 strips. Now what I'm going to do is take number 1, number 3, and number 5 and fold those back and then put a strip down. And when I put the strip down, I don't want to go all the way to the end. I want to leave it, I want to leave some space. Okay. Then I'm going to put down 1, 3, and 5, and I'm going to lift up 2, 4, and 6. And then I'm going to put another strip down right next to that first one. So this is actually doing the weaving for you. Now I put this back down, lift up 1, 3, and 5, so that you don't have to, manipulate putting those things over, under, over, under, over, under. But that's what a weaving is it goes under 1, over 1, under 1, over 1. So it's essentially what you're doing. It's just by moving these strips this way, it's a little bit faster for you. And then 2, 4, 6, strip. So that's number 4. Again, I want to try to keep these tops and bottoms as even as I can. So that's number 4. I want to keep them nice and tight. The less space in between those, the easier the next step is going to be. So then I need to do 1, 3, and 5. We'll do this color. And 1 more. Keeping it nice and tight, as straight as possible. And 2, 4, 6. Let's see which one do I want. This one. Okay, so now I have the bottom, essentially, of my basket completely woven. Now the goal here is that when you're looking at how many strips you can do based on the size of your paper, the reason I chose 6 is because I want this, this, and this to all be pretty close to the same size. So the unwoven part on the bottom, the woven part in the middle, and the unwoven part at the top should be relatively close to the same size. You don't want this huge weaving here and this tiny little bit left over, because you won't have a very tall basket. It'll be more like a plate or a coaster. It's honestly probably a little bit better to have more on the top and bottom than it is in the weaving part, but we do want some meat here. So like I said, if you used longer strips, or if you wanted to make a bigger basket, you could glue 2 of your strips together like this and use that longer, and then you could maybe do a 10 by 10, and that would make it that much bigger. Okay, so again, I just want you to stop here, because the next part is way more confusing, and I want to walk you through that step by step, and I don't want to overwhelm you. So for this week, this is as far as I want you to get, however big your weaving is going to be. And then when we come back next week, we'll start bringing those sides up and making the actual basket. So hope you have an awesome week, and we'll see you next Monday.